boiling some water for a cup of tea. I'm using my MSR Windburner stove today. Just a couple of things when you're using gas cookers in a hut. The first thing when you're using a gas cooker, if you're going to light a gas cooker, make sure you open a window, because these gas cookers put off carbon monoxide, and if you're in a small hut, even just like heating up some water might make enough carbon monoxide to knock you unconscious. And then what you want to do is you want to have your water in whatever pot you're using before you start your burner, just to save some gas. So I fill my pot up with some water, and then what I'll do is I'll light my burner, and then I'll just put my pot on top. And then that way you're saving gas rather than running your cooker and then going and getting the water. You're wasting gas. So I'm just using my MSR Windburner on this trip, just to take her out and give her a bit of a run. They work really efficiently, like it'll heat up water very quickly. One other thing that you might need to think about is when you go up to huts, you're not necessarily going to find a source of flame. So make sure you're carrying a couple of lighters or some matches with you. I tend to have 2 to 3 lighters on me, or 2 to 3 different ways of lighting a fire. So sometimes I have matches and a lighter, sometimes I have multiple lighters, sometimes I have like a ferro rod. All of them are good. So you should have at least 2 sources. And then, sometimes when I'm like in a hut like this, there's no matches or lighters or anything here, I'll probably leave one of my lighters behind, and then that way there'll be one in the hut. So that water's just about boiled. Takes just over 2 minutes for the Windburner to heat the water up. It's an excellent burner, this one. Now, as you saw from that previous example, I took the water off too late. So I'm going to take it off before it's like fully boiled. The thing with those Windburners is you can't completely fill them to the top with the water, because once it starts boiling, it's going to boil over. So I've got about, maybe that's probably about 2 centimetres down from the top, which is basically a litre of water. When you arrive at a hut, normally there'll be some kind of bench, stainless steel or galvanised steel, that you can stick all your cooking items on. And so what you want to do is you want to keep yourself as compact as possible. So don't take up too much space. You take this hut, for example, it's a 20-person hut. You can imagine if I spread my stuff out all over that bench, 20 other people do that, there would soon not be any bench space left. So you can see I've got everything all tidy in a nice little small space. I put everything back into the bag so that somebody doesn't accidentally pick up some of my equipment. I have the cooker and the pot there and my rubbish. Yeah, and just like basically try to use as little space as possible. And then, you know, tonight I can leave all my stuff there ready for breakfast tomorrow morning. Good morning, team. So next morning it's about 7:20. It's really dark outside because it's misty and cloudy. Just making breakfast. So this morning I'm having one of the freeze-dried desserts. This is apple pie, and so what it basically is it's like a spicy cinnamony apple pie base, and then they give you like a packet of biscuits to crush over the top. Yeah, it's really nice. I've had these for breakfast before. There's a couple of desserts in the Backcountry cuisine range. There's a carrot cake, there's a ambrosia, I think, and they used to have like an ice cream meal as well, like freeze-dried ice cream, which basically, when you reconstituted it, was like a creamy pudding almost. Yeah, so that's the packet of biscuits that you get in it. And the idea is that you crush them up and then drop them into the dessert. Bag's open at the top. Yeah, so ideally what you would do is you would reconstitute the apple and then crush these biscuits up and put them in the bottom of a plate or bowl, and then you would put the apple over the top. But what I'll do is I'll reconstitute the stuff as I've done in the past, reconstitute the stuff in the bag, and then I'll just basically crush the biscuits up and stick them over the top. So that's what the apple looks like inside. There's your biscuits. So this one needs 300 mils, 1¼ cups of boiling water. Yeah. And then I'll have what I normally have for breakfast. I have these 3-in-1 coffees. This is a Nescafe 3-in-1 coffee. I buy these from Asian food markets. Yeah, these ones were made in Singapore. Yeah, I know it's not the best quality coffee, but I'm no coffee connoisseur. Yeah. It's a great stove, that one. needs quite a bit of water in this to reconstitute it, because it's very dry. The apple is really dry, and these ones you really do need to leave for 10 minutes. Or else when you're eating it, you find bits of the apple are still crystalline on the middle. Yep, and then we just wait the 10 minutes. So I'll shift over to the table where I'm going to be eating my breakfast.